Hello. We're gonna get started right away. I have like the little hourglass thing on here for a minute, and so I don't want to start right away and then have it clip off when I'm trying to teach. Okay. I'm using my frankincense again today. Another tip is put those oils in your hair. I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. Put those oils in your hair. It's amazing. All right. Today's training, we are still kind of on day 5 of our training, but if you watched our training yesterday, you would know that I had to split up this training because it's so good and it's so full of a lot of information, and I didn't want you guys to miss it, and I didn't want it to feel like it was running on. So today we split it up, and we are going to be talking about how does somebody change their mindset. So, mindset has a starting place. The way someone thinks and responds comes from their programming. Programming comes from current and previous experiences that we have in our lives. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Many of these experiences that we have, we're not even in touch with them enough to know how they may actually be affecting us. And these previous experiences that we're holding on to may even be shaping out our beliefs and what we're doing now. Not that that is a bad thing or a good thing. That again is going to be for you to decide, okay? So let's just give a couple, this is just some super random examples, but say you were picked on in school, right? For sharing something that you did, or say you were laughed at in a certain conversation. This experience can shift your mindset to make you feel like your ideas aren't good enough. That may be one person's response to that situation, but another person's response, they may actually have liked the challenge, right? They may have thought, oh, well, I don't care what they think. Like, it may actually spur some people on to want to think of new ideas. Isn't that weird? Like, that one person can think something is absolutely amazing and another person can think that it's absolutely traumatic. Another thing, another example might be is maybe another person, another network marketer in a company like this was super pushy or super salesy with you and maybe not very genuine, and that can shift your mindset to kind of think like and be ashamed or embarrassed of the network marketing profession. So somebody may have, came to you and tried to sell you something and you hated it and you associate that with the network marketing profession, and then you can start to realize that it doesn't have to be that way. It can actually be the way that you want it to be. And so what we work to do is we work to kind of like retrain your mind, we like refocus, kind of like re-look at things, take a second look at things to see if what actually happened is something that should be affecting you, or if it's something that maybe you want to open up your mind to think about a little bit differently. So because of our previous experiences, you might think, like with this network marketing, if this previous experience, you might think that everybody in this profession is that way, and that's not true. We can apply this to any aspect of our life. Friendships, right? You have a bad friendship, a friendship that went totally wrong, and then all of a sudden you have to separate friendship from that experience. Otherwise, you're going to treat all of your friendships as if they're going to end in that same way. So I know that's a little bit deep and it goes even deeper, but it's something really good for you to know and understand, especially being a part of our group, because it is the way that we look at things. We want to help people separate things in their life to maybe have different perspectives, because in this business, you're going to meet a lot of different people with a lot of different perspectives. And we want you, or we need you, to be opened to these different ideas, to these different mindsets. Rather than trying to change people, we try to kind of get people to look at things from a different perspective. And I think this makes an overall better team, right? Because we are locking arms with each other, not trying to change each other, but we are actually trying to help each other look at things from a different perspective. I said this from the beginning. I'm going to be giving you lots and lots of exercises that you can go through, that you can start doing so that you can decide what you like the best. We're not going to tell you in the end what you're supposed to like the best. You're going to decide that for yourselves. So these experiences that we have are going to affect each of us very differently based on our upbringing, based on what's important to us, and based on how we interpret these different situations, whether good or bad. Also, many of these feelings that we need to overcome could possibly be buried or be trapped deep down. So you're going to need the right mindset to be able to overcome these negative voices or thoughts or, feelings that are trapped deep down when they come into your head. And so that's what this video is about, right? Is having these tools, having these resources when you feel trapped, when you feel like I don't know what to do. These things are going to become very beneficial to you. Your mindset is going to reveal what your feelings are about different things. Whatever your mindset is right now, like if we think of our mindset as our brain, whatever that is, it's going to reveal what your feelings are about things. So you have feelings and you have mindset, and they're very interconnected or very intertwined, your mindset and your feelings. And in order to shift your mindset, you're going to want to, or you're going to need to resolve different feelings that may come up that were deep down that could potentially be stopping you from obtaining your purpose, your health, your wellness, your goals, your achievements. Like, these are important tools. These are important resources that you are going to want, that you are going to need in your life to overcome the things that may come into your life, the things that may have been in your life for a long period of time, the things that you didn't know were there. Like, these things are very important. So here's the tools that we recommend to overcome a fixed mindset, okay? These tools can help us to release or let go of our feelings and shift the way that we believe about things, which again is our mindset. These tools are going to be used to help you overcome negative thoughts that are holding you back in your life and also potentially in your business. Number one, you may have guessed it, essential oils. Young Living has tons and tons of emotional oils. There are so many favorites in this category of essential oils for so many people. A huge portion of our blends are actually oils for emotional support, which I love, because we're going to talk later or more about how our emotions are actually connected to our physical wellness. We recommend adding one of these emotional oils onto your essential rewards each month. We want you to add these in on your order so that you can experience them, so that you can learn about them, and this is going to allow you to be more equipped to help others when they're in need. So you first have to experience the product. You have to know what you are referring to people. The whole thing about an invention or a business is see a need, fill a need, right? So if you don't actually know about these products and you only know what you know, then you're going to be limited in the amount of resources and the amount of things that you're going to be able to share and tell people. We talk about sharing stories and experiences, and you need to experience these products. That's part of what you're being paid for, in order to be able to share them with other people. Emotional wellness, again, is so connected. It's so interwoven with your physical well-being. Some of my favorites, which there are so many, like the emotional oils, there are tons and tons of blends that I love. It's kind of too many for me to count. But let's say Believe is one of my favorites. Faith is one of my favorites. Forgiveness is one of my favorites. Highest Potential is amazing. Transformation. And then we have an entire kit that's the Feelings kit, which has, you get a lot better deal by getting it in this kit. But sometimes budget wise, people like to just add on one a month. But the Feelings kit comes with Harmony, it comes with Forgiveness, Inner Child, Present Time, Release, and Valor. And there's this whole like 30-day protocol that you can go through to use these oils to kind of notice the differences that you may personally experience while going through that protocol. There are so many more though. Like in the starter kit, we have Peace and Calming. That's an emotional oil. We have Valor. Frankincense is one I use all the time. That's a fantastic one. So use your essential oils for emotional wellness. And then this is kind of an easy or more natural way to just overcome things, right? Without having to maybe consciously think about it other than just putting the oils in your hand, in your diffuser, in your life. The next one is conscious language, okay? The second tool that we want to teach you and share with you is conscious language. This is how we talk to ourselves. There's conscious language and then there's subconscious language. We have lots of other studies as well in education on this. This is a huge part of what we have done with Whole Total Health. And we could potentially go into this way more in depthly if the opportunity arises in a separate business or personalized training. And that could go on and on, which is exciting because if that ever happens, I'll be all about it, right? Right now, we're just trying to give you guys a broad overview of all the different opportunities that we have, but eventually, hopefully, we can go much more in depth with the things that the majority of our team is interested in. So the things that we say out loud, that's our conscious or intentional language. And this can help us to understand what we believe. So whatever you're saying, whatever you're speaking out loud, this is what you currently believe. Okay? Now, this is kind of tricky, but there's this whole thing about developing the ability to listen to people or to be in tune with what you're saying. So listening to what other people believe, listening to what you believe by the words that you say consciously. And this can also help to identify your limiting beliefs. So again, we go much more in depth with this, but overall, I just need you to understand that there is a conscious language. What you speak is what you believe. It's kind of what's already in your mindset. And if you get really good at listening to yourself, you can really discover who you are and kind of what makes you tick. Maybe the lies you tell yourself, the things that, you struggle with that you may not realize are a struggle. And a lot of that probably won't make sense to you unless you are much more educated on this topic. So don't try. So your conscious language is what is telling you your truth or your lies. When we choose to say things that are disempowering, like, oh, I should do this or I can't do this, then you are giving your personal power away. You are lying to yourself in a sense. And a lot of people don't realize this. They don't even think in this way. And the thing is you're telling yourself things every single day that is either stopping you, hindering you, or it's things that are propelling you forward. And the idea is to help you become in tune with those things so that you have more power over where your life is going, okay? When talking about conscious language, we want you to understand the conscious and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is rational thinking, what we use to weigh things out, plan, etc. So if this also helps you, like if you're in a situation, it gives you maybe the worst case scenario and the best case scenario. Like it's how you rationalize, I guess, which is what I already said, but it's how you think about things. Most people associate who they are with their conscious mind because it's what they see. right? It's what your actions are, is your conscious mind. The subconscious mind, however, is what controls our body functions. Your rest, like when you're resting, your digestion, your fight or flight response, these are the things that are naturally happening without you even trying. It is also, your subconscious mind is also in charge of storing your memories. So it takes all of our thoughts and our experiences that we're having, and it's putting them in a place. It's putting them in a compartment. It's storing all of these life experiences, all these things that we're doing away in this little like treasure chest, if you will. Think of your mind as a ship out at sea. Your conscious mind is the captain, right? You're giving your body orders, you're telling your body what to do day in and day out. You're giving yourself the plan of what's going to happen today. And then your subconscious mind is going to be the crew that carries out your orders. I like to think of it like with my children, like we get up each day, we all work together as a family. I might be the captain, giving each person like what they need to get done so that we can accomplish the overall goal by the end of the day. So your subconscious is that crew that's kind of like, you know, if you're on a ship, it's the crew that is making everything happen. The captain may be in charge of the ship and maybe giving the orders, or the mom or the dad and the family, but the crew is actually the one guiding the ship, and it's all going to be according to the training that they have been given or the things that they know. So that might be like your team, right? In Young Living, your team is going to be like the subconscious mind. You're going to be the conscious mind as you lead them. You're going to give orders, you're going to teach them, but overall, it's how these things work together that determines who we are or what we are, you know, as a whole. So while you may be giving a positive, clear command today, your body responds with the years of negative training that it has received. And so instead of going forward, you may go backward first, right? So you could tell your body, today I'm going to get up and I'm going to work out. And then all this negative training or all the things that you've done in the past with not being consistent with that, or telling yourself, no, you've trained yourself to go backwards. Like no matter how hard you try, you seem to go backwards instead of forwards. So the thousands of thoughts that we actually have every single day can have a huge power or have a lot of impact in how our story actually plays out. So keep that in mind as you do this, because you know, the things that we do, the things that we tell ourselves are actually important. And the idea is to train your mindset. The idea is to change things daily, to make an impact daily, so that in the end you have an overall masterpiece, whatever that may look like for you. So our third tool is going to be the Aroma Freedom Technique. You can discover a growth mindset with this technique. Okay, there's a booklet that comes with it. There's videos on this. If you're interested in learning more about this, we can hook you up with those resources. It does use our essential oils. I'm not sure, some of you have heard of it. I do know that, and some of you may not have heard of it, depending on how long you've been with us. The Dr. Benjamin Purkis is the person who kind of invented this. And you can listen to him talk about why Aroma Freedom Technique is so effective in allowing you to shift your mindset, and how you can use this technique to help propel your business forward, you know, by watching these videos, by reading that book. And then you can also join him and participate in your own or your very first Aroma Freedom Technique experience if you would like. We have people on our team that actually do this. And in order to do this, you need to begin this. They recommend frankincense, lavender, stress away, and or purification oil, which many or most of those are in the starter kit. And then you can kind of experience this whole way to grow in your mindset with this tool, if you would like. The fourth and final tool that we want to talk about are affirmations. And we talk a lot about this in many of the different things that we do in our daily trainings, in our daily life. Affirmations are positive, specific statements that are going to help you overcome and help you to stop self-sabotaging yourself, help you with negative thoughts. So as we just said before, many of the things that we do every day, you know, if we try to accomplish something with our conscious mind, our subconscious mind sabotages us. So we can use affirmations to help us overcome these things, okay? The key is repetition so that you can flood your brain with positive thoughts. Choose one affirmation to focus on for several weeks. Okay, this makes it simple for you to start putting this exercise in your life, and it makes it to not be overwhelming. Okay, choosing my own affirmations from like my own brain or my own memory or my own writing experiences, like I love choosing my own affirmations. But if you're unfamiliar with doing that, there's a whole training that we do that kind of teaches you how to do that. But if you're unfamiliar with creating your own affirmations, then we actually have these super cool affirmation cards that are a part of the day 5 training in the Grow workspace. They actually have them printed out, and it kind of teaches you what these affirmations are or some different examples of what they are. The more you build on your knowledge of affirmations, and the more you're going to see how all of these things, all these tools that we're giving you, all these topics are interrelated, interconnected, interwoven. So we want you to start practicing by saying your affirmations out loud every single day, okay? I mean, say them out as confidently as you want to, even if at first maybe you don't believe them, right? That's your conscious mind. You're saying them out loud. Say it whenever you think about it throughout the day. Some like to say these statements in the morning when they wake up and then just before they go to bed. Some days you're going to forget to say it, and that's okay. You just get right back on track and kind of like keep doing these things. We plan to give you a full list of resources. We talk a lot about resources throughout all of this training. So we hope to eventually be able to compile all of these resources together. But there is a lady named Louise Hay, Hay, and she's an author that speaks about positive affirmations. And this might blow some of your guys' mind, but she wrote a book called Heal Your Body, and then also one called The Power is Within You, and then another book that is You Can Heal Your Life. And the basis of this, which I feel like I've experienced this a lot in my own life, as far as getting over obstacles, as far as moving forward, as far as not being as stuck as I think that I am, by using these different affirmations. So she kind of gives her perspective on that and what that looks like from her own life, her own research, things like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, I highly recommend it. And then in closing, I want to give you guys a couple action steps, as always. There is a video on conscious language by a lady named Sonia Swan. Now, I do want to give my disclaimer that everything I share doesn't mean that like I believe in everything that I share in the same way that everybody teaches it or brings the information across to you, but I think it's good for us to have knowledge from different people on these topics, because then it helps you to know and understand what you believe. But Sonia Swan does a video on conscious language, the things that we say, the things that we speak, just like those affirmations. And you can watch that if you would like. You can look it up on YouTube. Another action step that I would like you to do is to maybe try and complete one of the Aroma Freedom Technique sessions with somebody in your Young Living organization. If you don't know who to connect to, you can reach out to me and I can kind of help you get connected with that person who can walk you through that process. The next action step would be to download the affirmation card. You can print it out, and then they also have a PDF one, which is like a full page, and you can print that out as well. You can post it up, you can put it in your notebook, you can take it to work, whatever works best for you to kind of start getting used to what these positive affirmations are. And then the last thing would be to return to this lesson as much as you think that you need to, so that you can learn about what it's like to overcome obstacles, overcome these roadblocks in your life, connect again with other people on our team, because some people are extremely knowledgeable. I don't want to name any names, but I can connect you. We can have classes, we can have group trainings, whatever it is that kind of, again, our team is like the subconscious mind. So it's kind of like whatever their needs are, that's kind of the way that our ship sails for that time. So it's going to change a lot, right? Right now, for these 60 to 90 days, we're doing business training. And then depending on what happens from this business training, then we kind of decide from the team as far as where we need to go next. Few affirmations I want to share with you guys. One is, I am powerful. I am strong. I am perfect. I am whole. I can go beyond my fears and my limitations. I can create the life that I want. I am the one who creates or controls my life. Basically, what that means is you can create and control what happens from your life this day on, from this day forward. So you are going to print off those affirmation cards and have some fun with it. Maybe start to create some of your own affirmations that are more personalized to you. All right, we have a lot more resources on this, but I think this is a good overall understanding about what mindset is. If you haven't looked at what mindset is, watch the video before this, and then continue to practice, continue to use these tools so that you can teach and train other people how to use these tools, and that is actually how our team grows. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. I know many of you are going to watch this in our business page, but as always, these videos are uploaded on our YouTube Whole Total Health educational page. We have them organized very nicely in a playlist, so you can go back. How we're doing this is you can basically jump in at any point, but say you're on video 6, you can always go back over the weekend and kind of catch up on a few of the videos that you've missed. Overall, your success is going to be determined based on how much time you spend utilizing these resources and doing these trainings, and then also passing on this information and these trainings on to other people. So I wish you guys well. I hope that you guys really take this opportunity and run with it, because I really do believe that you will be in a completely different place next year if you take the time to do this training over the next 60 to 90 days. I will see you guys very soon with our next training. Oh, here's those affirmation cards. I didn't realize I had them down here, but this is what those affirmation cards look like. You can make your own. I kind of think it's fun to make your own. Other than that, I don't have my schedule here, so I can't tell you what the next training will be. But I'll see you tomorrow, and then you can see then. Have an awesome day.